So everybody loves a good 30-day challenge for January. Here's my top tips on how to make it a successful one. Hi guys, welcome to another video. So before we get started, if you could click on that like button or subscribe if you haven't done already. Any kind of comment or anything like that in the section below really helps with the algorithm and the reach of my videos. So in my last video, my recommendation to you guys was to stay away from those I did 100 push-ups a day for 30 days in January challenges. In this video, I'm going to go through my recommendation for how I would approach a January challenge. So my January challenge is going to be to cycle 300 kilometers in 30 days. So using in around the same headings that I used in the last video, I'm going to go through how my system will be set up to conquer my 300 kilometers in 30 days. So first off, we want to look at injury prevention, and the idea here is to make sure that we're getting rest. So I don't want to choose to do 10 kilometers a day every day for 30 days in a row without any rest. Instead, I'm going to break it up and make sure I get some rest in there. So here's how I'm going to be breaking up my challenge. So I'm going to start with rest on day one, because nobody wants to start on January 1st, right? After that, I'm going to do 2 days on, 1 day off for the 30 days. That will also give me an opportunity to take 1 or 2 extra rest days there if I need it, or to finish the challenge early if I want to do that, or even to go higher than the 300 if I'm feeling good. So one will be a long day and one will be a short day. I'm going to do the short day first. It's going to be about 10 kilometers. And on the second day, I'm going to do 20 kilometers. And then on the third day, I'm going to rest. Okay, so how am I going to look at progressive overload? Well, I'm going to start off at the start of the month by doing 10 kilometers on the first day and 20 kilometers on the second day. I'm going to do that for 3 blocks. And then after my 3 blocks, starting on the second week or just into the second week, I'm going to go for 11 kilometers on the first day and 22 kilometers on the second day, upping it by 10%. After 3 blocks of that, moving on to the third block, I'm going to do 12 and 24. So that should take me just over the 300 kilometer mark for the end of the month with my rest days included. Or, like I said before, if I'm feeling good, I can even go a couple of kilometers over. So as the month goes on and I cycle more, I should be getting fitter and fitter, you know. So not only am I going to look at increasing my distance on the long and short days, but I'm also going to look at increasing my speed. So I'm going to keep track of, so the short day is going to be a speed session. So on those, I will look at my time starting off, and as I move into week number 2, see if I can improve on that time, and then the same goes for week number 3 and so on. So next up, we got the idea of balance. So for me to have a well-balanced and rounded approach to this challenge, I'm going to need to look at what muscles I'm going to be using in my challenge, primarily the quads, and I'm going to look at what muscles I need to include in the rest of my regime to make sure that I'm creating balance. So first off, my quads are going to get tight. I'm going to need to do some stretching. After that, I'm going to need to look at like hamstrings and glutes, and get some work on those to make sure that I'm not becoming quad dominant or not creating an imbalance in my legs. So as you guys know, I love calisthenics, so I'm also going to be including my upper body and my regular routine in there, which means I'll be having a pretty balanced approach. I think for me, the only thing that I'm really going to need to pay special attention to is just making sure that the hamstrings and glutes and other parts of the legs are not falling behind the quads with all the cycling. So for my glutes and hamstrings and the rest of my legs, I'm going to be trying to cover that through resistance training, looking at stuff like deadlifts, glute bridges, Romanian deadlifts, and stuff like that. So remember, when you're making a plan, you always need to have a plan B, because things don't always go to plan. So I've accounted for this in my program, and I've kind of had it at set it at 4 weeks. That's 28 days rather than my 31 that's in January, so that gives me a couple of days to play around with. Also, you can always increase the mileage on one day and reduce it on another if it's not working out well, or even put in a third day where you just do a small cycle or something like that. Always have a plan B, because plan A doesn't always go to plan. So if you'd like to join me on this challenge, or if you have any questions on your challenge, please put them in the comments below. Also, if you could hit like on this, and if you're not subscribed already, then we'd love to have you join the channel. If you have any more questions on this challenge, or you got anything for me that you want to see in future videos, please stick it below in the comment section. Good luck on your January challenges, guys, and don't forget, never skip rest day.